Let's take a look at special polynomials. And for us, really, we're focusing on this difference of two squares. And what you see here is one factor that can be written as a square, and 10 squared is really 100, so 100 can be written as a square. So when you have a minus sign between those two square numbers, then you can do a special factoring technique. Now, if we FOIL this guy over here on the right, we get x squared plus 10x minus 10x, and then minus 10 times positive 10 is minus 100. These two middle terms, when you have the difference of two squares, they will always add to 0. And that's because we have different signs. Here's a negative, here's a positive, and then we will always get that OI of FOIL the same. Now, this perfect square trinomial, I don't teach my students how to memorize that formula. Instead, we use our factoring techniques for that and just work through it, and it naturally comes. So don't worry about memorizing a formula for that. Now, what I would like you to do is when you see something like this and you see two numbers, they both are terms, they both look like they can be squares, you're going to rewrite them as squares. 25 is 5 squared. Then when you go ahead and write the factoring out, you're going to keep the first, change the signs, one of each, and then keep the second, and that's the base. And so when we FOIL it, x squared, yes, plus 5x minus 5x, that's 0, and then minus 25, or 5 squared, and that works as well. Now what you have to be careful of is when you get down to numbers like number 2, here this is equal to 4 is really 2 squared, so our base becomes 2x squared, because 2x times 2x is really 4x squared, and that's what we have. And then it's minus 9, which is 3 squared. Now when we write those, we put our parentheses, we put the first base in each spot, and now notice it's 2x, everything that's in the parentheses, one of each sign, and then keep those 3's. We can FOIL this. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times minus 3 is minus 6x, plus 6x, those add to 0, and then minus 9. And so we continue in that way. Now, another thing to watch out for, come over here to number 6. This guy has a common factor. Because every term is even, we can pull the 2 out. 2 times x squared minus 10x plus 25. And now we can go ahead and factor that. We know there's an x in the first term because we have x squared. We have a positive sign, that means the signs are the same. The negative says they're both negative. And then we look at factors of 25. And we look for 2 that sum to 10, and that's that 5 and 5. So we can check that x squared minus 5x minus 5x minus 10x plus 25. So watch for that guy as well. Now, when you get down to repeated factors, we do have to pull those together. So here we're going to go ahead and factor this guy. We know each first term is x because we have x squared here. This sign is positive, means the signs are the same. This sign says they're both going to be positive. Then we look at the factors of 16, 2 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4, and we're looking for them that sum to 8x. That's going to be 4's. We put a 4 here and a 4 here. We get 4x plus 4x, that's the 8x, plus 16. Now we're not done yet. We have to rewrite this since the factors are the same. We have to pull them together and say that it is that guy squared. And let's look, and I think that's enough information for you to go ahead and get started on the rest of your special polynomials. Remember, if it is the difference of two squares, we're going to do rewriting of it as square numbers. Then we're going to do 2 factors, keep the bases, one of each sign, keep the bases, and then watch for GCFs. For the other trinomials, we're going to use our factoring skills. So that's it. Hope you have a great day.